Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
This is just awful. On top of my secret being revealed, I had to look at those positively grotesque scars of yours.
I know asking you to not be a dick about it is asking a bit too much, but don't be a dick about it.
Sorry, did I say that out loud? I do hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
I mean, don't worry, man. I don't think Kyoko's going to be taking you very seriously.
Not at all. You can say whatever you want. Sure, as long as it means pushing me farther into the corner, right? But I'm not cornered just yet. Because if you haven't noticed, the circumstances surrounding Mukuro's death are totally unknown.
Fair.
That's true. All we know right now is she was killed a good while before this morning.
Yo, did this really all happen in like one day? Had 5 and 6 really, chapters 5 and 6 really happened all on one day? Yo! They must be knackered!
On the contrary, we don't know anything other than that.
You know, this is not on topic at all. I'm still wondering about the thing with Kyoko's hands. Because I kind of feel like I just pulled that out of my arse. And I don't know how. Like, maybe I just assumed that would have to be the case, you know? Like, inexperience invites failure or something, but... like, maybe she... did she allude to it? Or... like, 'cause, like, I legitimately cannot remember anymore if she said anything specific about it. Huh. I don't know why I'm getting hung up on this either.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived here or something, are you?
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you, without a doubt, she died.
Thank you, Monokuma.
After our little killing game began here.
Then somehow she was killed in secret without any of us knowing.
Kind of.
After she died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right?
Ooh, how long was it, actually? It was quite a while.
Stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
I mean, I guess technically, yeah, they did stash her somewhere. Kinda. Maybe stored her somewhere is the right turn of phrase to use here.
She would have been totally decomposed, just like your brain.
Then she was being stored somewhere?
To hide a body here, to just store it somewhere?
There's only one place. Yeah, Biolab. Can't think of anywhere else the body could have been stored. In the pool! They just threw it in the bottom of the pool.
Mukuro's body was probably kept hidden in the biolab.
Would a body decompose in water? I mean, it would not be kept in a good... especially not in a pool, it would not be kept in a good condition, but... How would it... I don't think it would decompose necessarily in water. Or would it? No, I don't think it would decompose. Yeah. I don't know.
Biolab? You mean on the 5th floor? That's right. It's actually set up for use as a morgue, so it's the perfect place to hide a body. And it'd keep the body preserved at the same time.
Then you're also saying the body was moved from the biolab to the garden.
And I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened. In fact, I have proof.
Ooh. The proof that shows the body was carried from the biolab to the garden. The top?
I got it! What makes me so sure the
body was carried from the biolab to the garden is the tarp that we found in the garden. When I was checking it over again, I noticed something. I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp.
Kind of surprised we didn't see this the first time around, but...
It says biolab.
Holy cow! How'd you notice that tiny little thing?
Oh.
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing.
Excuse me?
This proves that the tarp originally came from
Yeah, me
the
too,
biolab.
Makoto.
In fact, there's a whole stack of tarps just like it in there.
Indeed there is.
So when the killer moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed a tarp to wrap it in. Then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers, and put the coat on it afterwards.
You made everything sound so amazingly consistent. That's just a wild guess. Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved.
Didn't we already prove that last
There
time?
is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened.
You know what that... Yeah,
Well,
okay.
you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
Oh...
Worked up?
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous. Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room, isn't it?
You talking about unmasking the Mastermind?
Oh yeah, baby.
See, the biolab contained an inconsistency. One so major it can't be overlooked.
Yeah, if everyone who's died had actually died, then there shouldn't be that one bit in the morgue, biolab morgue, that isn't filled in. Or there isn't one that's filled in and it should be. I think that's actually what I meant to say. An inconsistency in the biolab. Could you be talking about...
I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Wow, how mature.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him.
Well, I mean, we can't ignore him. He's the one we've got to convince. I need to pull myself together and think. The inconsistency in the biolab. Could you be talking about...
Hey, by the way, Makoto, what about that one thing?
What one thing? No, I shouldn't bite. Oh, god damn it.
One thing.
Ow, Makoto, you did the same thing I did. We're dumb.
What do you think I'm talking about? Your family.
What?
Don't tell me you forgot about that video message.
What about the Oh, never mind. He's talking about the little bit afterwards, isn't he? This bit?
So
Yeah.
what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
At least one of them is. I know that.
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sister. What do you think has happened to your family?
I don't
Are
know.
they really as safe as you might have assumed?
I don't think Makoto assumed that they were safe. I think that was the problem.
Stop talking about that.
Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
Yeah, he's derailing the argument. Come on. Bring it back, Makoto. Bring it back. Yeah, I need to calm down. I can't let him get to me. He's just saying that because he knows we're getting close to the truth of the biolab. So if I want to shut him up, I need to expose the inconsistency and slam him with it. Oh yeah, baby! I'm gonna slam Monokuma in the moment of truth. Alright, let's hope I remember what all these buttons do.
Are you sure about this?
Oh god.
Are you sure about this? What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? Are you sure?
Oh my god! I really cannot commentate and do this!
What do you want? Are you sure about this? Are you sure about
God, if I
this?
fucked that up, that would have been awful.
Are you sure about this?
Okay, Then I've got to choose the thing, right?
I'm not listening.
Biolab lights. That's what's wrong, come on!
This should prove it.
Got him.
The inconsistency Kyoko's talking about is the lights.
What are you talking about? What about the lights?
You know, it's a nice feeling to see him squirm, I must
Like I
say.
said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue.
I mean, he's big. It's not like this is the first time he's ever squirmed, but you know, it's a bit different this time.
And as part of that, a giant refrigerator was installed in there. That's where everyone who's died is stored.
And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot.
But I counted up the number of blue lights that were on, including the one Mukuro was in. And there were only 9.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version here, man.
Come on, hero. 9 lights doesn't make any sense. The number of lights that should be on is 10. There's only 6 of us left.
Lights should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious.
Suspicious? Why? That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far, and it should become clear.
Oh, we're getting close. I can feel it. That's right. That's the key to solving this mystery. Sayaka died first. Oh, that was a long time ago. Well, relatively. Junko was second. Leon was third. Chihiro was fourth. Mondo was fifth. Taka was sixth. Then Hifumi was seventh. Celeste was eighth. Sakura was ninth. And victim number 10 was Mukuro.
So 10 people in all?
Should
That's
be.
right. Any other number should make you immediately suspicious. But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored there.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
The Mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence.
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her.
It's true.
And yet,
I mean, they
her
kinda did,
body
they blew
was
it up.
left alone.
Then whose body disappeared?
But it's true, no, they should have just immediately wiped them away.
Very well be that none of them disappeared.
But if that's true, then why doesn't the body count match?
Including Monokuma's executions, there have apparently been 10 deaths, but there were only 9 bodies. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murders?
The reason there are less bodies than murders. The explanation for more murders than victims. Why is that? What would it take for that to make sense? Oh, well, this is sort of the same thing. Only 9 murders took place. Well, I mean, but this is true too. I'm gonna go with this. Okay, same person was killed twice.
About it, the same person was killed twice.
Which, I mean, is basically the same as saying there's only 9 murders, isn't it? Because they weren't... Mukuro wasn't killed again later. She was already dead.
10 murders have been committed so far, but one of the victims may have been murdered, and then murdered again.
Murdered again?
If that's the case, there could have been 10 killings, but still only 9 victims, right?
Technically, you're right, I guess. Still, something like that
Could easily have happened. No, it is what happened.
Thank you, Kyoko.
Sounds like you're already convinced. Then can you tell us who was killed twice?
It was Mukuro, of course. Before she was killed as Mukuro Ikusaba, she was killed as someone else.
And That's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
Yep.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else? Come on!
Oh!
Who could that someone else even have been?
Ooh!
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers, and that will become obvious.
Yes, it will.
Nothing's gonna become obvious, because Kyoko's totally delusional.
Oh, is it gonna happen? Are we gonna do it now? Mukuro's fatal injury, marking with file 3, Mukuro Kusawa's profile, looks like another absorb then.
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata? Chihiro Fujisaki? Mondo Owada? Kiyotaka Ishimaru? Hifumi Yamada? Celestia Lu, whatever? Or maybe Sakura Ogami? No.
Okay,
There's no way anyone was murdered twice.
there we go, okay. Mukuro died from the wounds she had all over her body. There's got to be some sort of explanation that can solve this mystery.
Who is this someone else? Was it Sayaka Maizono?
No.
Junko Enoshima?
There it is.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, baby! I mean, yeah, I unfortunately already know, but yeah!
Junko. Wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro's?
It was pretty similar, yeah. Injuries all over the body.
Well, remember what happened to her?
God, that really came out of nowhere. I was not expecting that.
Impaled by a bunch of spears all over her body.
'Cause, I mean, at the time, this was really just one of those, wow, life means nothing moments, but for it to come back into play at the very end of the game, whew.
And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body.
Yes, she
Compare
did.
that to the stab wounds Junko suffered.
Similarities match?
Oh yeah, they
Yes,
do.
and those are the only fatal injuries that match up.
It's true, I mean, the only other one that I could possibly think of would maybe be Leon, but his sort of wounds, well, I think they would be all over his body. They wouldn't be the same, right? Because it's like Mukuro was impaled a number of times. He was pummeled a number of times.
That explains why those two bodies are actually one and the same.
So let me see if I have this straight.
Go ahead, Byakuya.
Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears. Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again.
Mm-hmm.
Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba.
Correct.
It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries.
It's really true? Mukuro and Junko are the same person?
I guess so.
So then... What does it all mean?
Oh, hero!
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9, which also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive.
And that's the true identity of the Mastermind?
Who's behind all this?
We already know the answer to that. It's Mukuro. She's still alive.
You know, I thought that for a long time too, Toko. But it's even more wild than that.
And made it look like she was the one who died. So Mukuro is still alive. She's gotta be. A little silence. Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I?
No, Toko, unfortunately you aren't. I thought so too, but... Mukuro? Alive? The one that's still alive is Mukuro? But, can we really believe that? Oh, I guess not. We're going to talk about the tattoo again. Oh god. Only got 2 minutes for this one.
Wasn't Mukuro. Then she's still alive? That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the Mastermind's true identity is...
God damn it.
Mukuro!
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
Well, it's obviously not that I'm supposed to break. Mukuro's still alive? Can I really believe that? Should I be looking at the profile? Yeah, Oh, yeah, it's that bit at the bottom there.
It wasn't Mukuro.
Yes, it was.
No, it's wrong.
Sorry, Toko. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is what would have shot down my initial theory,
The
right?
body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records.
I'm surprised you could tell, considering she exploded.
Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 32.
No, she's not. She's 5'7". Hang on. Hang on. What? Guys, come on! That's a pretty big thing to muck up.
Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo. So there's no question it's her.
But if Mukuro's not the Mastermind, then who's actually still alive?
Someone made it look like they died, but they're actually still alive. There's only one person it could be. Oh, it's happening. It's happening.
Here's my answer.
Got it.
Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Yeah, this happened quite early. Like, we're not even at an hour and a half yet, are we? Kind of glad that this is the bit that got spoiled for me then. Or, well, I say that, I spoiled it for myself, unfortunately, really. But, oh,
Are you sure about that?
yes. Well, what's your
I
argument?
admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation.
But I can sense the but.
But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes.
Yeah.
If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade.
Yes.
But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
Did I? Now that you mention it. I gently placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body. I touched her wrist to check for a pulse, like they do in movies and stuff, but... she... really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say. She was gone. Ooh, okay. Well, I mean, I say that, it had to just be Mukuro the whole time, right? And I suppose proving that is quite difficult, but... like, I say that like it's kind of nothing, but that's a pretty big deal. I did check, absolutely, and I can say for sure.
She was dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
So, the idea that she's still alive...
It must be wrong.
No.
Then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
No, Makoto.
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud.
You dick.
Too bad.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Thank you, Kyoko.
Oh? You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
I'd hope not. Huh?
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way?
Yeah, how do we prove this? It's a good question.
Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Mm-hmm.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
Unless Junko was Mukuro the whole
I
time.
think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
We need to turn our thinking around, guys.
The opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
How could Junko have survived? I checked her. She was dead, I'm sure of it. But still, if she were alive somehow, could it be that Junko's not the one that died? It wasn't Junko, but someone else entirely? Maybe she used some sort of trick. Okay. I don't know what the word for this is going to be. Ooh. I'm not... Hang on. Okay. Let me just... Okay. Okay, so it's like a body double scenario. So... How... Okay. I've got to remember it's P and C are already in there. Okay. Oh God. Alright. Okay, 8-letter word. Wait, it is 8. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 8-letter word. 8-letter word. Well, actually, instead of thinking about what word it could be right now, what letters would actually work in a word? What to... Rep... Okay, that seems right. If we go R-E... It's like that's... So it's A-L? I don't know... Well, let me get... Okay, it is that. Oh, that's not what I'm... There we go. Okay, Okay. Oh, goddamn. I don't know. Oh, English! Why have you got to be a language where so many words mean the same thing? Okay. Reap. No. No. It's not, because it's not Junko. Mukuro replaced Junko. L-A-C... Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Wait, hang on. No, it's L first, not A. Okay, yeah. Looking like it. Come on. Give me an A. Give me an E. Give me a D. There it is. Yeah, gotcha. Well, that was hard. That was hard, actually. I wasn't quite on the wavelength for that.
What if she switched places with someone else?
Switch places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place.
Ooh, I don't think it was quite as simple as that.
Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
And Matt Junko's.
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yes and no.
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that?
I mean, based on the profile, I'd say from the very beginning, right? Like, we didn't meet Junko, we met Mukuro. Right?
When she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
Yeah. Junko and Ashima. Ultimate ninja.
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that.
Well, obviously not then, no.
So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
No. There has to be some way. I need to figure out how to explain how they could have switched. Yeah, they switched at the beginning. Easy.
The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
We never met Junko.
From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first met, if that's when they switched. Then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Hold on. So, you're saying the Junko we first met was actually Mukuro all along?
Yeah, pretty much.
We'd already met her?
I had like a normal conversation with her.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of wild to think about, isn't it? That this entire time, there's, like, the character we thought we'd never, or we hadn't met, we actually had met, and it was someone else that we thought we had met that we really hadn't all along. That was very poorly worded on my part, but I think you get what I mean.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was.
Figures you'd know, well, no. I was about to say, figures you'd know what Junko would look like. She was pretty famous, but she very handily, perhaps ironically, hand-waved that, considering what I just said. Yeah, Photoshop. Oh my god. Wow. So I didn't even really give Junko that voice, did I? I gave Mukuro that voice. I guess I've missed Mukuro all this time, then. Oh my god.
So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko.
We would have had to believe her. It's not like we had proof otherwise.
We never would have known the difference. That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right?
Yeah, and Junko didn't, but it's not too hard to cover something like that up.
Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, she was pretty pale, but there's definitely foundation for that.
If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished.
Yeah, seems about right.
Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body.
I mean, that's the first thing that tipped me off. Those are... You don't really... Like, you might see painted nails in anime, maybe, but fake nails... Now that is too big an identifier. Like an identifying trait.
They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
Oh yeah.
But if she really did use foundation... Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto.
Oh, right. Ah, yeah, good point. You could just easily cover that up.
For you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
Yeah, the very beginning.
That's true. It was quite an elaborate plan, to be sure. Making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her.
Well, I mean, if the Ultimate Despair is a group of people, then does that mean Junko's also a part of it, then? I mean, that would make sense if she's the mastermind, but...
In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think he's just afraid.
I wonder if Junko's on her way down, or...
Afraid?
Oh, no, okay, she
What's
isn't.
that mean, afraid?
Like, maybe she left the controls and was coming down here, but nah.
Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Really? I don't think that's quite how fear works, but okay.
Why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity. When did I do that?
In the photos. So he still refuses to admit it, but he can try to deceive us all he wants. It doesn't matter, because I've already figured it out. He tried to hide Junko's identity, and not just once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. The photos. Hold on, Matters now is presenting the right evidence. Oh, no?
Shoot.
Kept me from seeing. Oh! The DVD!
I got it!
I mean, he didn't... No one said that we didn't see Junko, but that makes sense.
The headmaster.
Yeah, no, because he said that he saw everyone else! So, okay. Whatever. Okay, that... alright. Whatever. But it was the only thing Monokuma stopped us from seeing, so... It wasn't just the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened? Oopsie! Looks like it broke! Out of service! What? It just so happened to break just now? Now, then, when, doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right?
You made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Mukuro saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
Indeed.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke!
I think the lights have gone off if it was a power outage. No, it wasn't a fluke. The Mastermind definitely orchestrated that power outage. And that's not the only thing they tried to hide That's not the only time they tried to hide Junko's identity. The Master tried to cover up one other piece of evidence. I've got to reveal that. Oh, another one? Okay. He's just making bear noises.
Punishment is waiting for you.
Oh,
I'm not
he said something a bit different.
What are you even talking about?
Ooh. Wasn't quite ready for that.
Punishment is waiting.
Oh my god!
What are you even talking about?
I lost the rhythm. Okay, this is the photos, right? Yeah.
This should prove it.
God damn it. Can't believe I have to do this second.
The only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
I mean, at least I did this early, so I didn't muck it up, but...
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we got.
There's a little something about Junko in all of them.
There's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
The unusual circumstance common to all these pictures. The unusual circumstances, Junko's face.
Junko's face. The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face.
Can't see it there. Can't see it there. Can't see it there. You can't see it there.
It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think? And on top of that, in this photo you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko.
Oh yeah.
Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed.
And I guess that's why she never showed up in any of the photos that we were given. I mean, granted, neither did Taka or Sakura, but yeah, no, those two never showed up in any of the pictures. Mukuro or Junko. Well, I mean, Junko is specifically the one we wouldn't want to, or they wouldn't want to appear in. But
That the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
But I mean, then they couldn't show us Mukuro, because then that would reveal that Mukuro was here to begin with.
Xanadu!
Excuse me?
I believe everything Makoto said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
So she killed
Yeah, kind of.
Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she'd died. And the real Junko is still alive.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the Mastermind have been exposed.
But we haven't even touched on the mysteries of the school yet.
No, wait, hold on! Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run.
Oh yeah, get her! Oh, whoops, wrong button. Oops.
Prove everything. Right now.
Eh? Oh, we're doing this now? Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, it's everyone. Oh. It's everyone how we first saw them. Who was the identity? What was the identity of the ultimate fashionista who I met in the main hall? That would be Mukuro. So, where's Mukuro? Well, there. Well, that's the only one that actually has Mukuro in it, so I guess we'll put that there for now. Oh, there's that bit. Where did the Mastermind keep Mukuro's body? In the biolab. Well, there isn't one in the biolab, but there is this one, which I mean is actually in the biolab, so I'm going to assume that's the one we're looking for here. Mastermind attacked me with something. What was it? That was the knife. This. Is there anything else? No, so I guess it would have to be that. Okay. Mastermind attacked me. Who was it that stopped them? Okay. Oh, I noticed this. Okay, there's two of Kyoko here. Well, stop them. It really looks like this would be the one. It looks sort of like she's shouting there. Like, right? And it looks like they're panicked. And... Whereas here it sort of looks more like they're running, and it looks like Kyoko's shocked. Mastermind fled my room. Yeah, well, it looks like here, clearly, they're facing Makoto. You can see the table behind them. And here, they're clearly, like, moving. So I think it's going to be this way around, but it sort of looks like Toko... a similar situation to the one we have with Toko in Chapter 4. It could be the other way around, I think. I think I wouldn't be too surprised if I got that wrong. What did Mastermind do with the mask after they took it off? Well, they put it on Mukuro. Well, there's literally only one more with the mask on it, so let's go with that. What was the condition of the dead body when I first found it in the garden? Well, I assume this. We couldn't identify the body, mysterious body, because it got blown up. Well, that's this. Let's go.
Exactly what happened.
Oh, I love these. Oh, everyone. Oh my god.
The ultimate
Bubble.
fashionista, Junko and Oshima, right after we all arrived here.
I mean, I know it shows that, but when Makoto first saw her, he was kind of disappointed, so... Oh, man. Hang on, I'll get right back on with this, but... Oh, man. Seeing everyone again is... It's nice. It's good. It's, well... I suppose, as I said before, it's a bittersweet feeling, but... Oh, man.
But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusama.
Ooh.
But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the Mastermind...
Hang on. Has Monokuma ever shown up in one of these? Because he's looking a bit like Hifumi down there.
Junko and Oshima. Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a morgue, until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who proved to be one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school.
Nice.
So she put on a mask and then attacked.
Oh yeah, see, if I could see that whole thing, then it'd be much easier to tell, because like you can see very clearly that Junko is like hanging over the bed.
After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room. Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body.
I've got to say though, this was a pretty genius plan.
This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place.
And there goes Toko.
Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder, and the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind. The one controlling Monokuma.
Oh,
The real Junko Enoshima.
oh, that one's a cool one. Oh.
That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
What do you have to say to that, indeed?